Welcome to A Taste of Her, Sweet and Spicy Sapphic Short Stories by Tiana Warner. The Tasting Room. I've decided how today will end. Either I get the job and move 5 hours away from home, or I don't get the job and find another way to move 5 hours away from home. God, I hope it's the first one. I park my Prius in the winery's gravel lot, my heart thumping so hard it's like it's trying to escape my chest. My parents are upset, but they can't be surprised. I'm 23, and it's time to move out. A new life and some distance will give me a chance to figure out some things, like how to get over the woman I thought I would propose to. Beyond my windshield, the main building could be a refurbished old barn or a brand new structure designed to look rustic. It's charming and reminds me of visiting my grandpa's ranch growing up. Wine barrels flank the entrance, and the wooden sign overhead says, Dubois Estate in cursive. Behind it, the vineyard dips and curves with the landscape, a blip of paradise on the dry Washington hillside. As I get out of the car, the searing August heat beats down on me, and I rush to the entrance. I've already got a nervous sweat threatening to show on my white blouse. I don't need the sun to speed up the process. When I walk in, the aromas of wood and wine mingle in my nose. The room is spacious under a vaulted ceiling, with wine and merchandise arranged neatly along the walls. The air conditioning makes my skin tingle. A middle-aged man greets me from behind the bar on the other side of the vast room. "I'm here for an interview?" I say, the words coming out like a question, like I'm half expecting him to respond, "No." "You must be Kira." "Just a minute." He leaves me standing in the hollow silence, listening to my shallow breaths. I smooth my hair, frame the dark locks around my face, and adjust the white blouse and gray suit that I bought for the occasion. Why do interviews have to be so stressful? Is it because we've connected them to survival? Get the job, earn money, acquire food and shelter. Fail the interview, be unemployed, starve and die. Great. This is helping. "Stop it," I whisper. "There are plenty of job opportunities." And that's the moment the man returns with someone. Please tell me they didn't hear me talking to myself. My gaze locks onto my interviewer, and my heart skips a beat. I've met her before. What was her name? She's a few years older than me, tall, slim, an image of elegance. Her sleek brunette hair is combed back, leaving me to linger on her hazel eyes and the sharp angles of her face. Her black suit, red heels, and ruby lipstick pop against her pale skin. "Marie Dubois," she says, her voice a purr. We shake hands. "Marie." Her voice sparks something inside me. When we met at the music festival 5 years ago, that low purr tipped my attraction over the edge, making me take her hand and dance my heart out to an indie band that was mediocre at best. Her captivating eyes, her confidence, and her carefree laugh made me dream of her for months afterwards. She'd been bold, forward, seductive. I was figuring out my sexuality at the time, and, oh, did she ever help me learn what I wanted? Wait, did she say her last name is Dubois? The Dubois? "You're the owner?" I stammer. This is doing nothing for my nerves. I expected to interview with an employee, not the winery owner. Her gaze traces over me in a way that makes my stomach flutter. Her ruby lips curve in the slightest smile, and she motions for me to follow her into the back room. I don't think she remembers me. Maybe that's for the best. The fact that we grinded on each other in bikinis 5 years ago isn't exactly professional. She leads me to an office and shuts the door. The furniture is simple, the desk and chairs made of reclaimed wood, an abstract painting that might be a mountain range on the opposite wall. I sit in a chair, and she perches on the desk in front of me. I don't know if it's a power move or if she's trying to seem casual, but the closeness makes my pulse accelerate. She's towering over me, our knees almost touching, and I can smell her sweet perfume. My grandparents started this business before I was born, she purrs. I inherited it and have taken it to the status we're at today. More awards, more revenue, more influential visitors than ever. My staff has to be dedicated to my vision. Are you up to the challenge? Yes, ma'am. God, this woman has the confidence of someone who's been doing this for decades, but she's only in her 20s. She smiles, and the look is so beautiful on her that it takes the breath from my lungs. Don't call me ma'am. Her gaze sweeps over me again. You're very pretty, Kira. I think you'd be a nice face behind the bar. Why do you want this job? I have a passion for wine, I say, my answer coming automatically after so much time rehearsing this question. My customer service background. No, why do you really want it? Your resume says you're from Seattle. Why would a city girl want to move all the way out here? I open and close my mouth, caught off guard. How am I supposed to answer this without spilling my personal life about getting cheated on? Do I tell her I want to get away from everyone I've ever known and start a new life? No, that is not a job interview conversation. I've found myself in a position where I can build my life anywhere I want. I want to move away from the city and start an interesting career, something that speaks to me, something I'd be good at. She bites her lip while her gaze traces over me. I don't know why anyone would want to move away from the city. This seems like a strange thing to say. Why not? This vineyard is beautiful, yes. I have dogs and horses, yes. But where do I go to make friends, try fancy restaurants, meet a new lover? Heat rises in my face. I shift on the hard wooden seat. There must be bars and clubs. There's one bar, she says, raising a manicured finger. Her hands are smooth and delicate. Tell me, do you want to move to a town where there's one bar and it's full of old men who want to cheat on their wives with you? Maybe it's the mention of cheating, but her words ignite something spiteful in my chest. I don't want to be with any men, never mind cheating ones, I say sharply. She leans back, raising her eyebrows a fraction. We met before. Remind me where. My mouth goes dry. So she does recognize me. Music festival, Seattle, 5 years ago. Her eyes light up, and for a moment, she's the girl who was wearing heart-shaped sunglasses and a pink bikini. We danced in the sun, our sweaty bodies grinding, our noses brushing, the air between us thick with something new and exciting. If I let my mind wander there, I can still smell her coconut sunscreen. We never kissed, but God, I wanted to feel her lips on mine. The memory strikes me in a flash, and then her playful expression is gone, and her face returns to the cool confidence of a winery owner. So why would you want to move here, Kira? Why would you move away from the coast, where you have music festivals and the beach? Why don't you move to the city if you don't like it here? I challenge, cocking an eyebrow. She grips the edge of the desk with her delicate fingers, rocking a little like she's contemplating my words. I like it here. The job. The space. I just wish for more. I don't want you to take this job if you're not aware of what you will be giving up. I've lost people to this very thing. There's no Space Needle in this part of Washington. But there's nature, peace and quiet, different opportunities that I can't get in the city. She studies me, her gaze sending a tendril of heat through my midsection. Whatever she's thinking makes a flush creep into her cheeks, and she clears her throat. And what attracts you to my winery, of all places? She asks, not meeting my eye. Your reputation. I used to work at a steakhouse, and your wine was the best on the menu. She sits taller, and I silently congratulate myself for flattering her. She could be a painting, the way she's perched on the desk. All curves and poise. She knows she runs a good business, and it's evident in the way she holds her head and unapologetically takes up space. I'm staring. I drop my gaze to the wooden desk, where her fingers tap a rhythm on the edge. Silence stretches between us. You disappeared that day, I say quietly. I never learned anything about you except your first name. She studies me before answering. I was only visiting Seattle for the festival. I hitchhiked to get there. My parents didn't know until it was too late. A breath of laughter escapes. You must have been in big trouble. I was grounded for a month when I got home. She sighs, holding my gaze. It was worth it. Just to get away from here and see the city for a weekend. Interesting. I imagine her growing up on this vineyard, stuck here, dreaming of city life. Did your parents keep close tabs on you? I ask. I wasn't allowed to go anywhere, never mind the big city. This explains her doubts about why anyone would leave urban life to come work here. She's spent her life stuck on this plot of land. This career was probably part of her future from the day she was born. But I've spent my life stuck in the city. This vineyard calls my name, and so does a peaceful life far from everything I've ever known. I need something new. I clear my throat. If you had lived in the city, would you have asked for my number that day? My lips tingle as the words come out. Maybe it's inappropriate to ask, but I need to know. I've needed to know for years. A flush rises in her cheeks. Yes, I think I would have. She drops her gaze, her brow furrowed. Do you ever wonder what would have happened between us if I didn't need to leave that day? All the time, I say, without hesitating. She stops tapping her fingers on the desk. The room is silent. She leans closer, her face hovering inches from mine. My employees are involved in the winemaking process. Her low voice makes me shiver. Are you good with your hands? Very good, I say, my mouth dry. The way she's sitting on the edge of the desk, leaning close, I have to tilt my head to meet her gaze. The ghost of a smile pulls at her ruby lips, and it's the same playful one I fell hard for 5 years ago. And you have a palate for wine? She asks. I'm also good with my tongue, if that's what you're asking. Oh my God, did I really just say that? What am I doing, saying these things to my potential employer? This is not the same girl I wanted to kiss while we were in bikinis 5 years ago. This is an interview. She stares at me, her expression unreadable. This is a disaster. Time to thank her and get out of here. Maybe there's another winery in the area that's open to interviewing me today. I clear my throat. I'm sorry. Do you want to show me what you mean? She murmurs. Oh. The room suddenly feels a lot smaller. Her knee grazes mine. Have we been sitting this close the whole time, or did we both lean in? Her perfume is intoxicating. I drop my gaze to her lips, something primal threatening to overtake me. Beyond the door, a bell chimes, and conversation erupts. We both start, like we've forgotten where we were. Marie's gaze darts to the clock on the wall. It's rustic and trendy like everything else about this building. I have a party to entertain. My insides hollow out. Right. Of course. But she definitely made an advance a second ago, right? Is she regretting her words? Maybe she suddenly remembered that this is an interview, and flirting is a terrible idea. Heat builds in my face. Ugh, was that really an interview? I didn't even get to tell her about my strengths and weaknesses, or a time I solved a problem at work. I get up and step toward the door, flustered. Let me, Marie says, hurrying ahead. She stops with a hand on the door. Kira, I like your resume. It's why I called you here. I'm sorry if We're standing close together, the air crackling between us. I hope you're not sorry, I say, the words barely a whisper. I'm not sorry at all. I'm embarrassed and confused. Sure, but I don't regret letting her know that I never got over her. Her ruby lips part, and her sweet breath tickles my face. Her chest rises and falls more rapidly. There's a flash of uncertainty behind her eyes, the first glimpse of something other than total confidence. She cups a cool hand to my cheek, leans in, and our lips meet in a gentle, teasing kiss. It's the kiss I've dreamed about since we met, and it's better than I imagined. Her lips are full, her taste is sweet, and it sends a tingle all the way through me. I feel her pulling back, as if she's ready to gauge my reaction or apologize, but I don't want the kiss to be over. I slide my hands around her waist, pull her close, and kiss her deeper. She lets out a breath, softening in my arms. Her fingers move through my hair, sending a rush of pleasure down my back. Our lips move faster. My breath hitches. I slide my hands beneath her suit jacket, holding her against me. She walks me back a step, pinning me against the door. The sensation of her body against mine makes me dizzy. Her full lips, her playful tongue, her breasts, stomach, and hips. Heat builds inside me as her fingers explore my body. Since the music festival, whenever I thought of Marie, I tried to convince myself that I liked the idea of her more than anything. I told myself she was a fantasy I built up in my head, making her out to be more than she really was. After all, I never even knew her last name. But kissing her now, I know my idea of her wasn't a fantasy. She's real, and here, and the taste and feel of her are absolute bliss. We sway against each other, our breaths coming fast, soft moans escaping. Her fingers dig into me, and I grip her shirt, aching to feel her skin against mine. She trails her soft fingers down my chest and pops open a button of my blouse, making me gasp. She circles a hand over my breast, teasing me with the layers of fabric between us. Dizzy with need, I tug her shirt up and run my hand over the bare skin at her waist. She lets out a moan. Then her fingers are fumbling for the button of my dress pants, and my breath hitches. "Can I?" she asks. I nod, my heart pounding against my ribs, my head fuzzy. Her hand slides between my legs and, oh God. My legs tremble, and I whimper into her mouth as she moves her fingers in a slow circle. I kiss her harder, bringing my knee up to her hip, quickly losing control of myself. She feels so completely, impossibly good. The expert way she moves her fingers, her other hand tangling in my hair, the way she sucks on my lip. I'm at her mercy, unable to do anything but try to stay standing. Beyond the door, the group of guests erupts in laughter, and someone's footsteps click closer. Marie and I stop kissing, panting. The footsteps stop, and we hold our breaths. Her fingers tighten in my hair, and she removes her other hand from between my legs, leaving me wanting. "Marie will be just a moment," the man who greeted me calls out. He's inches away, just beyond the closed door. "She's in a meeting. Can I get you anything in the meantime?" His footsteps retreat. With regret in her eyes, Marie steps back. I let out a breath and wipe my lips, which I'm sure are covered in ruby lipstick. With trembling hands, my head still cloudy, I fasten the button on my pants. "I'm sorry. I do have to go," she says, smoothing her brunette hair with the same fingers that just had me on the brink of screaming. I can't speak. My insides are erupting with the heat of that kiss. I want more. I want to splay her on that desk and taste her. To hear her cry out as I unravel her professional facade and unleash the untamable side of her. The one who snuck out, who rebelled, who danced in a bikini. Buttoning my shirt, I managed to say, "Sounds like a lot of customers out there. You might not live near a city, Marie, but you still get to meet a lot of people. I'd like to try this life. I think it would suit me." Marie says nothing. When I meet her hazel eyes, she's smiling. My heart skips. "Good," she says. "I think you'll fit in well at this job, Kira." I smile back, Sounds like we're about to have all the time in the world to finish what we started.
The end.
Thanks for listening. Please subscribe to support these stories, and so you never miss a new release. You can find all of Tiana Warner's Sapphic romance books on her website at tianawarner.com.